Hey everybody, and welcome to another JASP video. In this one, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about some of the recent changes in the last half of this calendar year that have come to JASP. JASP 0.95.4. Okay, and you can see that I'm on my Apple Silicon. Okay, so the big change, of course, this year was 0.95, and we're gearing up to JASP version 1.0. Can't wait for that. That's on the horizon. But so far, they have done some incremental changes to 0.95, and so I wanted to go ahead and highlight some of those changes. So the last video that I did, I believe I either was on just 0.95 at the end of July, or I had in 0.95.1. I don't remember exactly. I did not go back and check my my videos. But in any case, if I did not include 0.95.1, here are all the changes, which are just some bug fixes. Okay, lots of little mini bugs here that needed to be fixed. And then in September, they did another release. This is 0.2. Okay, so lots more bug fixes. So security sandbox failure, issues with old JASP files, classical meta-analysis, all of that stuff. Okay, so fixing some of those things, go ahead. You can pause here and take a look, or you can go to the website. New features. First, Turkish language support. Great news for our Turkish compatriots. And then a couple of new features. One that I don't think I can actually demonstrate in this video because I'd have to figure out how to crash JASP, and I don't know how to crash it. I'm not entirely sure how I would force a crash here, but that's honestly, let's see what we can do as far as like preferences. See if we can set up save settings. Here we go. And this is likely sort of the new-ish piece here, right? So save settings. Automatically save a backup of your workspace. And let's take a look at the tooltip. The little circle won't go away. When enabled, this will save a copy of your workspace in a folder next to the logs. If JASP crashes with otherwise unsaved changes, this backup will make sure disappears every single time, you don't lose all your work. And then the autosave interval in minutes, right? So default is 5. I haven't changed this at all. So you can go down to 1 as a minimum or increase beyond that. It looks like you can look up, you can do as many minutes as you want, right? So how often are you going to do it? I think 5 is actually a pretty good interval for autosaving. So you don't have to have this. You can uncheck this if it ends up being a bog on your system, okay? So that is useful bits of information. And then see if there's anything we want else to do here. Some of this other stuff has existed before. Now you can change your fonts. That's actually, I don't remember that being there. Light theme, dark theme, all that stuff. Although let's take a look what dark looks like. Ooh, I don't remember ever messing around with that. I think that may be a little too dark for my liking. I do like a sort of a light gray for dark theme, but I might enable that on my work computer. For statistics, I don't know, numbers, light theme might be more useful. This is other alt navigation. You can turn that off too, by the way. If you don't want your alt navigation stuff coming up, you can turn that off. And then advanced options here, right? So that is autosave and recovery. You can learn more if we open link in a new tab here. You can learn more about how this works. So how recovering works, right? So albumsales.jasp. This will open up in the recovery menu. Open. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's go into here and open. There you go. Recovery. No recovery files found. So if we go in, you go into open, and then you go into recovery. It's just added a lot more. So we have data library. You can open up a database. You can directly link your open science framework here, and then you can open up the computer or recent files that I've done in other videos, right? So here would be the recovery. So wonderful. This is what it would look like, and then you would click on that, and it works perfect. Really nice feature. Lovely. So that is the autosave and recovery feature. I think that is invaluable, especially if you're using JASP for large data files and you maybe don't have the strongest computer, right? A lot of bootstrapping, maybe a lot of just simulation files, etc. Might run into a situation where you could have a crash, and you don't want that. Color R functions differently, so let's take a look at what this looks like. Page not found. Oh no. It looks like that has been moved. Let's open up a data library file and see what that might look like. So this looks like it has a plot. Descriptive plot, descriptive plots. No, it doesn't have any coloring there. It must be in specific plot. It must be in plot builder. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that that's probably what we're looking at here. Theme and color. JASP colors. Ah, yes, here we go. Okay, diverging, continuous, liquid hot magma, discrete, right? JASP colors for ggplot, colorblind, sports team, NBA, okay. Grand Budapest, lovely. Okay, so that looks like color R functions differently. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just highlighting that there. In October, a reliability update here for standard errors for Lambda and Alpha, and then bug fixes. So basic issues that needed to be fixed. Okay, and then in later October, mid-month, so we've got our functions, strf time and strp time to the whitelist, and other such issues. So those are the basic changes to JASP. There haven't been a ton. I think strong update to the issue, right, of crashes. As JASP gets bigger, as you do more things in JASP, you run the risk of crashes, and so the auto recovery is really useful. Okay, so there we go. Those are the changes in JASP since the middle of the year, since 0.95 has dropped onto the scene. Looking forward to more videos in JASP. Leave your comments, suggestions, and other feedback down below. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!